You weren't born to be normal. Today's rant is going to be about okay, yeah, if you're the correct person I'm trying to reach, you don't think like you're everyone else. You're either egotistical and or you just are better than everyone else. And when I say that you weren't born to be like everyone else, what the hell do I mean by that? When you look around at the people around you, your age, you're probably Gen Z like I am. Do you see anybody with substance in their eyes? Anyone that operates on a certain level of awareness and maturity that isn't earned through their age, but rather their knowledge of the world and how it works? Anyone that thinks and operates in a place you, in that place you thought yourself to be unique to. Does anyone think like you? That's basically just it. And if you're any of the one like me, it's probably no. And look, I get it. You may want to just click off the video because you think that this video is going to be an egotistical and self-centered rant. However, please bear with me because a lot of people fall into that trap of their emotions upon the first stage of interaction with a person. Andrew Tate's really good at something like that. He invokes emotion and then suddenly he can laugh at the dumb people's faces because they immediately get triggered and stop listening to his actual points. Okay, first of all, let's acknowledge that within most generations there are patterns within the people. The NPCs are repeating themselves, you see. And pattern breaks, although I do think they're becoming more common in this era with the invention of the internet and everything, but still, pattern breaks are quite rare. It's very rare. Like, when you're in school, you could always immediately, if you're any observer, like I am, you could almost immediately categorize people into their own boxes. And it's very rare to find someone that doesn't fit in any box. All right? And usually these boxes are characterized by the either the lack of IQ or EQ. It's quite rare when you find someone with both. But there are some people, perhaps, that do fulfill one role but are missing the other role but are aware enough to see that they're missing the other one. And they know the importance. And they may not be actively striving for it. Instead of some surface level goal of getting good grades and getting some college fucking credits. Instead of that, they're more focused on becoming a better person. Which I think would be the ultimate goal of anything because you're the common denominator with each and every situation you're in. So why not level it up? You know what I'm saying? Alright. Secondly, you as the honored one, well, what can you do about this sense that you're the odd one out and you're like the only one that fucking realizes it? What can you do? How do you deal with the loneliness? How do you find genuine human connection? Answer is you fucking don't. At least in my situation. I just keep my circle small enough, and enough to the point where I could fulfill my biological needs for social connection. But if you're ballsy and you're more extroverted and you want to get to know people and network, which are a long list of copes, but hey, there's something real behind it. I just don't know what it is. If you want to do that, you should probably just try talking to as many people as you possibly can, get in as many clicks as possible. Until you find someone that could irrefutably make you say, he's just like me. Which, yeah, it is a harder route, I'd say for sure. Requires a whole lot more investment of your own time and effort. But I think I've been doing quite well just as an observer and analyzer of the people around me. If you if you watched enough psychological videos, read enough books, and actively applied it into your analysis in real time, I think you should be fine. I think you're just able to tell at this point who's different, who's like you. That should be an easy tell. But I guess you kind of just have to accept the loneliness. If you rather go the introverted route, you just gotta accept it. Be one with yourself. Start. be comfortable in your own head and body, which I'm not completely sure if that's a big ask or not, but perhaps it is. Okay. But my refute to any cope that would come with having to deal with being okay with yourself would be, if you're not okay with yourself, how do you expect to make any real human connection in your life later on? How do you expect to find love? How do you expect to love yourself? Come on, how do you expect to have a decent quality of life if you're fucking walking around hating yourself? And that would require a whole bunch of self improvement, but that's for another video. And if you're watching this type of content, you probably already know where to go to find such content. Number 3. What stance should we take on this in our head? You want to play the prophet and help people out? And be like Jesus to the masses of NPCs? Or be an observer like I am? Personally, I just keep watching. Yeah. It's the path of least resistance, which is generally a path you don't want to go down, but at this point, there's not much to gain from anything other than the path of least resistance. Just because the probability of finding someone that's sticking out like you are quite low in your life. If you are living the life of a Gen Z kid in high school or middle school or whatever fucking school system, quite low. And even in college, I'm gonna assume that the percentages stay the same of the people that are different and the people that are the NPCs. So keep observing and watching because those people just naturally stick out. You'll know. Everyone else will know, but they can't exactly put their finger on it. But that's what you do the analysis for. So you know how to put your finger on things. And if you want to turn this whole loneliness, they're worse than I am, they're a bunch of NPCs and I'm not thing, into energy, just think about it as motivation when you're doing shit that's hard. Because although it probably isn't the best motivation, you're kind of tapping into the darker side of life. I guess it's better than nothing. All right. You should be thinking to yourself when you're not doing the things that you want to do. I'm fucking better than all these people. I'm not an NPC. I know things people don't. And that should empower you to go fucking harder. And if it doesn't, I guess you gotta find something else. But if you're enough of an intellectual, this should be more than fucking enough. Alright, this number 4 on the fly. How would you stop yourself from blending into everyone else? How would you distinct yourself? And would you even want to distinct yourself? It's a very good fucking question. Well, of course, yet again, it always depends on your situation. If being different is a good thing, don't obviously be different. Just be yourself. Be natural. Such as, take for example, college applications. Everyone's trying to be different. But there's probably some metas. Everyone's trying to be different in the same ways, hence they're no longer different. That's where someone like you could naturally shine. Instead of just acting it, you could actually, I guess, prove it with your actions and or write about yourself in a non-egotistical way. Or if you want a pattern break, do it in an egotistical way, but that would be more of a risky move. And that's why no one really does it. But hey, maybe it'll be cool if you do it. But what if everyone's thinking the same thing? What if everyone's thinking that they should be cool and act all egotistical, and then that becomes a new meta? Yeah, kind of cooked. Point is, if you are able to see things people don't see, know things people don't know, analyze things for the level of maturity and EQ people don't have at your age, that's a power. You should probably use it for the betterment of yourself and the others around you, the ones you actually give a fuck about. And watch as the NPCs follow the programming. Right now, you're at the same level. If you're a high school student, you're at the same level of NPCs across basically all other metrics other than the mind and what you know and how you think of things. But eventually, as life progresses, everyone's rate of progression is gonna branch out as a result of no longer being in the school system. And that's when you can prevail. That's when you can shine. But I guess you gotta be working towards that right now. If you're really as self aware as you think you are, if you're really as determined as you think you are, you should be working right now. Get to it. Got off this fucking video, bro.